his life. I did some independent films with Master P. A lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
We ain't beefing, I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. And our people need us, we can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
You've been lied to. You've been told that the enemy stands beside you. Your neighbor is your rival. That's what they use to divide you. But I ain't beefing with nobody that got the same problems I do. Don't always work, but I try to. I can be prideful when I often lose my cool, but I choose to commit to being better so we can eat together. Cause compared to black lives, our beef don't really matter. The day of us fighting each other is over. Wish they love my folks like they loving my culture. But we ain't even pressed, I ain't even gon' hold ya. We don't need your stamp, we co-signing our own stuff. Don't need permission, you dealing with grown-ups. And our ancestors, they told us you owe us. So we here to collect, make the check out the black crowd and on one.
You ain't beefing, I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. And our people need us, we can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
Just got a call from my dog, he was sniffing. He said that he saw what he saw, but wish he didn't. I told him that we all was a part of what we witnessed. He said that the law be going hard. I said they been dead, where you been? It's time to bring your best out, kings. Cause this ain't a protest, this a lifestyle change. Which means my child is your child. Protect and respect our queen. Hell of a thing to be melanin made.
Baby, fed, I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. They know, and our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more.
Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans.
One more time.
Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making.
All right. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. It's Let's Go Live with Lamar King. I am Lamar King, and we are now officially live. Good to see you. Glad you made it back. We in here. You hear me? One more. I just like it. I wish it was longer. Pause. Hey, Monday through Friday. This is where we at every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. East Coast time. Shout out to everybody that tuned in on time. We got it, everything situated with all the situations. And big up to all the people watching on the West Coast and worldwide by way of the Humor Mill app. You should too. You can too. These are the two places where I would like for you to watch it. Shout out to John Watson who made the switch today. John Watson from All Fun and Games. Let's Go Live on Fridays. You switch from Facebook to YouTube, which I would appreciate greatly. The chat is more Poppington over there. It's a lot of more engagement, interactive. We don't have the restrictions that we have, the Zuckerberg restrictions. So do that. So those are the two places that I would like you to be, YouTube and in the Human Mill app. Human Mill app doesn't necessarily have a chat, but it's just fly to know that we're in an app with a whole bunch of other content. There's some famous people in there and some other stuff. There's some great programming that they unrolling in the app. So there's that. If you see something, share something. That's our motto right here. So whenever you get the notifications, hopefully they're on, like on social media, on Facebook, you should turn on there's an option to make my timeline statize pop on your timeline. So when we go live, you can just be like, oh, they're going live. I'm gonna share the page, make it public so other people can see what you watch. And YouTube same way. Turn on your notifications. Again, we are 100% viewer supported by viewers like you. A number of different ways you can do it. Cash App, $ Lamont King 06. Slide us a loose dollar, a 5, a 7, a 10 spot. And if you're really hesitant about that because you just don't understand how things work in the world, you can go to our Patreon and find all the content. So here's the deal. These shows, you're watching them live, you're enjoying them. You're like, oh, man, that was funny what he said about 27 minutes ago, but I can't remember and I can't find the show. All the full shows are in the Patreon. I put on clips on YouTube to entice you to go watch the full shows in the Patreon, which is a way better deal. You don't have to slide me a loose one every day. You can slide 7 ones a month, and the show stays afloat. All right. And as always, we are broadcasting live in the newly remodeled Drunken Fruit Studios, courtesy of Drunken Fruit. We appreciate them for remodeling the space. It looks really, really good in here. So there's that. And follow me on all social media. Got to get my numbers up and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So there's that. Welcome. And you know what they were saying once we got remodeled?
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. All right, let's get to it. A lot to unpack today. We got a special guest coming up later with a dynamic organization that's doing a lot of positive stuff in the community. Before we get to that, though, let's see. What up? iMac checking in from New York City. Hey, New York City, I appreciate you. Iris McGee, shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. Give out the whole Skype address. Well, that's the Skype. I was reminded. Let's see. This is our Skype. If you see "Let's Go Live" with the exclamation mark and then the photo, it's me. So if at any point you want to jump in on the conversation today, we'll pull you in live. Just Skype us. It'll doo 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 skoo doo 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 doo, and I get the little heads up and then bring you in and we'll talk that talk. And that's that. All right. So it is a slow political news day. However, it probably the biggest story in a bit of time. Your vice president, if you have not known, if you've been under a rock or just really off the airways like I've been for the last few days. Sidebar. This is how I know I've been off the airways. So I put out a post this morning on Facebook asking if anybody has seen, it's so ironic, any Biden ads. I haven't seen any. And then more and more people said, I see them all the time. I see them on every station. I hear them on the radio. And then I realized I haven't really been watching a lot of news lately or listening to radio. So I was like, he's been extra quiet. Maybe the decision is coming. That's what I was thinking this morning. I was like, he's been extra quiet because I feel less than 90 days out of a presidential election, I feel like we were bombarded last time with ads. I mean, like excessively, like over the like Michael Bloomberg level of adetry. I felt like in 2016. So I was kind of shocked that I hadn't really, I was like, he can't be that quiet. I know he puts his foot in his mouth a lot, but I was like, he gotta say something. We 60, 75 days out. You gotta. And then sure enough, this afternoon, he made his announcement for who he picked for his vice presidential candidate out of all the potential picks. This is what we got, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. If you did not know, His pick is Kamala Harris. All right, let's unpack this because I'm not the smartest person in the room, but it's so much, so many. So let's try to trim the fat. Let's try to trim the fat and jump in, get in where you fit in. Peanut Gallery. Shout out to the Peanut Gallery. That's our chat. This is either a super smart choice or something that's going or basically shooting himself in the foot, because she has been proven herself to be, unfortunately, I don't know if it's just because she's a black woman or because of her record or because of how she conducted during the primaries, but she's a very polarizing figure. You either like her or you don't. There's no in between. You could be like Stacey Abrams. She all right. You could be like Val Demings. Oh yeah, she's the one that said that thing that time. You can be like Susan Rice. I remember her from the Clinton years, but I don't really know that much about her. You can be that way with everybody else, but with Kamala Harris, it's man, F that B. It's either that or I love her. There's no in between. So I guess what it came down to with Biden conversation in the last couple of weeks was, it better be a black woman VP. That's all you heard from people, like making demands as if the people that were making those types of demands had any bearing on his choice. But beyond that, it was like, well, which two? Susan Rice, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, the reason why most people would not like her is because of the job she did. Presumably the job that she did as top cop in California, in San Francisco, as an attorney, state's attorney. And people are saying how she presents as black. She's taking advantage of this black positioning. However, people being petty. She got a white husband, and she locked up a lot of people on weak charges, specifically weed in California during the early 2000s. That it could have and should have gone the other way. That's the opinion that people hold of her. The people that like her is like, she's strong. She knows her stuff. She can handle herself, and so which makes her a good choice. But I guess the question is, for the rest of us, do you let those things go? I say yes, but there's some people who can't let that go and be like, well, if she was that way then, who's to say that when she gets in the office, she's still not going to be in the best interest of the black community and look out for the black agenda and all this blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how your man say, was it 45? You know how he say, what do you have to lose? That's his line to black people. You could say the same thing with Kamala Harris. You really could say the same thing. What do you have to lose? I gotta be honest. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but you can really say the same thing. I guess my one gripe would be, and this is true, and I was going to say this today. Shout out to, I forgot to mention Mr. Clarkson, our executive producer. I was going to mention this today. I said this to myself in the car. No match. This whole scenario, this is the vice presidential race. Remember I said this. This next little 60-day stretch is the vice presidential race. Biden versus Trump will not be entertaining at all, in the least bit. You're not going to run to your TV. But the vice presidential debate, which I think I saw the date, like October 7th, must see fucking TV. She is going to punish Pence. That's a t-shirt. Let me write that down. Punish Pence. She's going to punish Pence. She's going to destroy him in a debate. He's a houseplant. He has the personality of a houseplant. Like, you ever walk past your houseplant and be like, oh, when did I get that? That's his personality. I forgot you was right there. That's him. How she shredded Biden even, and her opponents in the whatever you call those a year ago, those debates, oh, she's going to destroy. It's nothing he could bring that is going. So that I'm excited about that. I think obviously, as strong as she is, she strengthens Biden. So if you're on the fence, you're like, I don't think he can beat him by himself. But but hey, who's this lady? Yeah, now we got a chance. So I can see that. Here's my only problem, and I'm going to bring in my first guest after I state. Here's my only problem. We're going to talk about this a little later too. And also we got Big Zo talks coming up. My only problem is this issue of foundational blackness, which is an annoying conversation a lot of the time, right? I'm all for it. I understand it. I feel like when people throw it around and start to use it, though, it'd be like, that's not it, right? So the question of her blackness, she's got an Indian father. Y'all can correct me. I don't know the stats. One of her parents is Indian, one of her parents is not. And so the claim of her being a foundational American, Black American, is in question, right? So much like with Barack Obama, who was born in Hawaii, but people say he's an agent and he doesn't have the Black experience and all this and all of that, right? So that's a non-issue for me, a non-factor for me, except Indian mom, Coach Ken, thanks, Indian mom, Jamaican father. That's a non-issue for me, except and unless, and this is going to pain me because we're going to see it, unless you use that in the run-up to the election, and then once you get in, abandon it. Now that I have a supreme, monstrous problem with that, and I feel like we're going to see that. She's going to be blackety black, stepping with her sorors. She's going to be wearing. She's going to sneak wearing AKA paraphernalia in the press conferences and doing all this and kind of hair tossing and you're gonna see her on all the programs, all the Black programs, and she's be a guest here and guest there, and it's gonna be Howard this and Howard alum that, and then day one, none of that. I'm gonna have a problem with that. You can be non-foundational, you could be ADOS, you could be an immigrant, you can be whatever you want to be. Don't use it and then abandon it when you get in. Then we're gonna have then all those people that y'all say is out their mind and petty and all of that. You will prove those people right. No anti-Black racism. That's don't make a mockery of us. Don't use us. Don't do it. So I support it, man. It's again, you can argue both sides, good or bad pick, but like Donald Trump says, in the words of the great Donald Trump, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, my first guest was brought to us by executive producer Mr. Clarkson. She runs a very interesting organization that I heard it and I said, I want to hear more about that. I gotta get the name right because I was like, that's a hell of an idea. And the name of the organization is Extraordinary Birthdays. And what Extraordinary Birthdays does is they create and provide birthday parties for homeless children. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program, Jolene McNeil, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, let's see. Can we hear you?
Hello.
Hey, we in there. What's good, homie?
What's up?
How you been?
Good. You've known me over 20 years. Still get my name wrong. That is
what I say. I read it.
Jolene. Ain't no long O. Jolene. But good to see you, Lamont.
Jolene and Jolene, it depending on what part of town you're from.
Listen here.
It's good to see you, though. It's been more
good to see you. It's been a while.
25, actually.
I know, and I missed all the celebrating this year in my hometown.
Yeah,
so I'm a little salty.
Yeah, I know, right? We've been on, so that means 2021, we got to do it for the double.
I mean, Kamala, 26 years, it's going to be on.
Yeah, exactly. So before we get into your organization, what are your immediate thoughts on today's news?
I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be Susan Rice
Yes, like me.
because of her national security background, and she seemed to be a little bit more palatable than Kamala Harris. All the news reports you heard about it, there wasn't as many negatives about Susan Rice, particularly as it related to her personality. And you know, politics is all about personality.
Right.
So I'm excited to see how Black folks will mobilize.
So, okay, you're excited to see, but what do you think they're going to do? And I'm talking beyond AKs because we already know that that's one group of individuals unwavering.
Yeah.
We already know what side of the fence they are. But what
Yes.
about everybody else? What do you think it'll take to get everybody in step?
I think everybody's just more excited to get Trump out. And I don't know that it really mattered outside of a white woman being on the ticket. I think they want Trump out more than they really care that Kamala Harris was picked or that Elizabeth Warren wasn't chosen.
Right. Oh, I didn't even think about Warren. Yeah, that
Yeah, but she's going to be Secretary of the Treasury or something like that. So she good.
Well, maybe we'll give Susan Rice. What was she before?
Secretary of State.
Give it to her again. Can she get it again?
That wasn't her position before.
No, I'm saying get Susan Rice, whatever she had before, just give it to her again.
Just give it to her again. She can be National Security Advisor.
Yeah, let her have
Do that. Do
again.
that. Yeah.
And get a spot for everybody. You get a spot, everybody, and then everybody's happy. Everybody that voted for somebody, Andrew Yang, get him a spot.
Yes, get him a spot. Most definitely.
Yeah,
but I appreciate what you just said about the foundation of Blackness. Like she can't get up there and ride the AKA wave or ride the Howard University wave and then get in there and take the pin off and take the t-shirt off. No, dog, you gotta rock that for 8 more years because you're going to run for president after you're vice president. So you need to have a pink and green office with Mecca on stenciled on the wall. You need to do that. Have the United States pin with the HU pin and the AKA pin right underneath it. You need to do all of that.
I feel like you got to have a second office or even a guest bedroom like on the yard at Howard. Like it's got to be some direct tie-in to your alma mater. Because when she was running, that's all you heard.
That's all you heard.
At my alma mater, Howard University. Like, nah, you got to keep that up.
Yeah. 50 articles about her being an AKA and interviewing her line sisters and all that. Do that. You're going to need to do it. But I just got finished saying to my sister, nobody better counter program against Howard's homecoming next year. Like it's the wrap. No one's coming. Everyone's going to be at Howard's homecoming next year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They should move it. They should have a special, like the time.
Should.
It's a special, its own weekend. With her. She's hosting all the parties. She's hosting Yard Fest. She's stepping at Yard Fest.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be a Step Africa. It's going to be at the inauguration ball. It's going to be popping.
But that could happen, though. That actually.
I think it could. I think it could.
Yeah,
I think it could happen.
True story. All right. So, what you've been working on in the last few years? I see this organization is a big deal. Is this a pet project? Was it a vision? You was called to it? How did you?
I was called to it. So I didn't found the organization. I'm board chair. So I started with Extraordinary Birthdays about 5 years ago because I am a big birthday person. I love birthdays. I love celebrating people. And, you know, as a member of a service organization, I always look for opportunities to serve. So I found this through one of my college friends, and it's been history ever since. So we do personalized parties for children in 11 shelters in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And we go as far as Sterling, Virginia South and Baltimore North. I don't know if we say Baltimore is part of DC, Maryland, Virginia, but
it absolutely is in this show. It absolutely is. Yeah.
So, you being from up there. So
no, I'm not.
You went to school up there.
Yeah.
You went to college up there.
Yeah.
So we service. I mean, we have last year we did 200 birthday parties.
Wow.
In 11 shelters. I would just say this July, we did 15 celebrations. So every child 1 through 12 receives a personalized party. And that means that goes down to their favorite color, the theme of their party, what type of cake they want. We do games and activities for them, and we also provide their gift wish list. So for children from ages 13 to 17, we provide like a party in a bin, a party in a box, right? So we give them their gift wish list and a cake so that we can celebrate all children.
Now, a lot of people that are probably watching this right now probably would have never realized. I didn't realize this until I started working for the city, how many homeless children and families there are. And I'm not talking kids in foster home without a steady home. I'm talking about the homeless. I sleep on the street, under the bridge type of deal. People would not even know how many there are. What type of numbers could you spit out as far as the homeless population, young adult population in DC?
I think the last number I saw is about over 3,000.
Eesh.
Yeah. And so when you think about that, those are kids on the street, right? Yep. We work with parents and families in the shelters.
Right.
And if we're in 11 shelters, we're in some of the biggest shelters like East Side in Baltimore. And so that houses about 500 people. So just think about that. It's amazing that this population is always overlooked.
Yeah.
Like you don't walk past somebody every day that is homeless. So we know that while parents are trying to just get day to day, like they're just trying to feed their kids, make sure they're safe, make sure they're educated, that sometimes birthdays and most times birthdays are the furthest away from their minds. And so we want these children to feel like, a sense of normalcy, right? They still go to school with kids that are not homeless. And so they go to school and hear about their friends having birthday parties and things like this. So this offers them a little bit of a life that they used to live, a life they can look forward to, and a life that their friends in school have.
What does an average birthday party look like that y'all throw?
Oh my goodness. I wish I could show you pictures.
Oh man.
I'm not just board chair. I am a party planner.
Okay.
So I'm an events professional, so it's really easy for me. So we allow, depending on the shelter, up to 8 kids and their parents at each party. So we do personalized invitations. The kids come in. We dress the kids in their theme. So say the child wanted a Paw Patrol theme. We find out what their favorite character is, and we give them a little costume, a T-shirt or the actual costume of a Paw Patrol character. So they come in. We welcome them in. We usually sing them in or have music to usher them into their community rooms, the shelter community rooms. We play games. Of course, we sing happy birthday. And then at the end of the party, they get their wish list of gifts. And we also provide 3 to 5 books for them to read. So one of our other programs is Extraordinary Readers, where we help to improve and encourage literacy.
Now, when you say 8 people, is that before COVID or is that COVID capacity?
No, that was before COVID. Right now, we are unfortunately unable to be in the shelters.
At all.
At all. But we provide birthday bins, so they still get the party. So some shelters don't allow us to give cakes. But we give them everything else. You get the costume, you get the games, you get goodie bags. We do personalized banners. We also are very particular. We want to help this population stay safe. So we do a personalized mask based on the theme for the birthday child. And we do safety kits for the whole family that includes a mask, gloves, and sanitizing wipes.
If you could recall, what's the best reaction that you've gotten out of a child or a family based on the party that you threw for them?
Okay. I'll start with the family first. The mom, so it was a little boy. His name was Reggie. He was turning 8. He's a quiet little boy, very unassuming. You can't really tell if he's having fun or not, but he will be at the party and play off to himself. So he's turning 8. He wanted a Washington Wizards basketball party.
Okay.
I'm not a fan, so it's difficult for me to Sixers. I'm from Philly.
Uh,
So it's difficult for me to get into those type of things. But
Right.
I reached out on Facebook and got a whole bunch of my friends, and they donated just a rack of stuff: jackets, jerseys, T-shirts, all this stuff.
mm,
So he walks into the room. Now, he didn't know that it was actually going to be a Wizards party. He thought he was going to have a sports party. So he walked in, and I've never seen a little kid's eyes so big in my life. And he just broke out in this big old smile. And I was like, is this Reggie? Like, we got to throw him away. So he was excited, and going through stuff. And every time he pulled out a gift, his face just got biggest smile. And his mom looked at me, and she was crying. And she said, I've never seen him this happy.
wow. Okay.
Listen, you had to pick me up off the floor, take me out the room, because that just took me all the way out.
Mm,
And the child, his name was Ethan, and we actually posted this video on our website because we're celebrating 10 years on August 19th.
okay.
And so every day we're doing a video. And so another sports party, Dallas Cowboys fan. Listen, I can't do that either.
No
but
team
he-
you like.
I mean, I do the party regardless.
Right.
But I'll be happy about it. So again, I was able to crowdsource and get gifts. One of my sorority sisters works for the Dallas Cowboys, so she was able to.
Kamala? Was Kamala?
No, when she's for Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
So she was able to send me again a rack of stuff from the Cowboys, and he walked in and fell down because the whole room, he was that like, what is going on? And he was like, is this for me? I can't believe this is for me. And we were like, it's okay. Like, get up, like enjoy your party. But he was just so overwhelmed with seeing the Dallas Cowboys for him. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah, it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
How's the organization funded?
Individual donations.
Okay.
Occasionally, we might win a grant. The founder, Chanel Leak, is such an amazing, aspiring woman. She wins like solo awards. So we might write her in for an award, and she'll get money to go toward the award to the organization. But generally, it's individual giving. So give.
And how do they do
$15, anything will help us deliver our promises of inspiring hope and transforming lives.
Now, is that right at the website? Is that could be done?
Yes, extraordinarybirthdays.org.
Okay.
We're open 24 hours, so you go ahead.
Now, how soon do you think you'll be able to be back in the shelters and throwing physical parties?
We are actually talking with the shelters right now. Obviously, DC is still in phase 2. And because we throw all the parties at one time. So in one of the shelters that we're in, we could have up to 6 parties at one time. At Eastside, we had 10 parties there, or would have been 10 parties if we could be there. So we are way over the limit, the regulations. So we're hoping as soon as we can. Our volunteers miss it. I miss it. It's like my feel good thing to do. Like, it's nothing better than seeing a kid happy and smiling.
Yeah.
You have the worst day.
Yeah.
And go do this party and you forget everything, all the things that made you worry.
We with the facility that I work at, we do the feeding program, and like I said again, people would not believe or understand how a lot of kids, school age kids, really depend on services like this.
Yes,
just to eat.
We actually do healthy snacks at our parties too. So we try to make sure the kids are getting something to eat as well. So just like you said, like, there's so many organizations out there that help help these organizations that help this population. But it's still, like I said earlier, like unbelievable that people forget like that this exists, like that there are children. It's not just adults who with drug problems, or something negative that they chose to do. We're in a veterans homeless shelter. Like, they didn't do anything wrong. They just, maybe fell on hard times. So we're trying to change the paradigm that people have of homelessness.
Yes.
It's not just, a bum on the street. These are families with children who are trying their very best to get on their feet and provide.
And especially in this quarantine era, this COVID era, I'm sure that many of us, we've seen people losing their jobs and subsequently losing their house and all of that. We do, when I was coming up, the homeless people, that was a bum, or that's an addict or a fiend, and we equate mental illness or
Right.
they just got out of jail, ain't got nowhere to go. This is last week. It was a guy that came by to get some of the food from us or whatever. And I was like, "How old are you, cuz?" He was like 16. Regular. Like regular. He's not, he ain't twitching. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He was like 16. I was like, "Was that you in the park when I pulled up this morning?" He was like, "Yeah." And I was like, Did you stay there?" He said, "Yeah, I stay out here from time to time if I don't have nowhere to stay." Just regular. You see what I'm saying? So like people, you don't realize, what people are actually dealing with out here that have them end up being homeless without somewhere to stay.
And the thing is, there aren't a lot of youth shelters.
Yeah,
there aren't even a lot of shelters that allow men.
Yeah.
Most of the shelters are, women with families, but they kick the man out. The man can't, the husband or the father can't be in the shelter with them. So we have to, just as a society, rethink the way we approach this problem. And we're going to see a whole bunch of it.
Oh yeah,
at the end of this year.
Yeah, once they lift that on evictions, I believe it. All right,
be overflowing.
Last question: What's the deal with Mr. Clarkson said? Ask about the Extraordinary Light program. What's the difference?
Extraordinary Light is a program that we have that we call our ambassador. So if you would like to support Extraordinary Birthdays, you would participate through the Extraordinary Light program. So that could be you hosting an online fundraiser for us, like Facebook, or doing your own. Well, no one's having house party. Well, some people are having house parties, but when you can really have a house party, we've had people host house parties and donate money to us through that, or for your birthday, you might do a fundraiser for us. So that's what the Extraordinary Light program. So there are many ways to donate. You can do the Extraordinary Light program. I like doing that. That way I can spend my money on parties and everybody else can pay money or donate money. Or you can donate books. You can go to our website, extraordinarybirthdays.org. Click on the donate button and you'll see all the ways you can do books. You can donate $25 to support goodie bags at a party. We take $5. $5 is a box of juice boxes.
Okay.
Just saying. So
that goes a long way.
Look, do you know how many juice boxes kids go through in an hour?
Yes, I do.
At a party when they are running around. So look, don't think any amount is too small.
All right, well, there it is. Extraordinary Birthdays. Jolene.
Thank you, Lamont. I appreciate it.
You're right, Jolene McNeil.
Thank you, Lamont. I appreciate it.
Good to see you. Always a pleasure.
Good to see you. I love the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming on.
Extraordinary
Birthdays. All right, I'll talk with you. Extraordinarybirthdays.org. Great organization. Sounds good to me. A round of applause. Yeah, one more. All right. We had the Big Zo Talks. He was on standby, but he just texted me and said the feds was running down on him. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if y'all know, but when he called, he's calling from the field. He's out and about every time. So there's that. All right, let's go back to it. Hold on, let me fix this. Put me back on there. I got to put me back on. Oh, no, I'll put this back on there. Let's do this. Yeah. Kamala Harris. So, interesting viewpoints. I wanted to hear from the sisters to see what's your real take. Do you feel like this choice is one of those, is she being pawned? Is that something we should be even worried about? Should we just be, let me put the picture back on. Should we just be excited? Is this a fair fight now? Does this make it a fair fight? Is it a winnable fight? Did he pick the wrong black? These are the questions ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to have to, it's going to be entertaining. I saw this on Twitter. A lot of people hit it right on the nail. They said Maya Rudolph, man, she's got work for the next 70 days. She got SNL work out there. They about to work her because she is looks and voice and talent wise. She was born to play Kamala Harris, born to play. So she about to do all the cold opens for SNL for the next 8 weeks, and it's going to be a beautiful situation. Oh, we just got a sidebar. We just got a donation. Appreciate Imani for donating. Oh, she put some cheese on it too. Oh, she got that bag. She got that money. Who's gonna match her? We're doing a fundraiser for the next 4 minutes right now. Who's gonna match that donation? Can I get one donation to match? One donation to match. We're raising money here for good causes. We was out in the streets marching. Sports came back on. Y'all stopped marching. So now we still got to continue the mission and support. And they say everybody can support in a different way. You don't have to do it all the same. This is an organization where you can be active and improve your community. Who will match? Who among you will match Imani's donation? Who among you? Let's put that back up there. I could do this. We should do a telethon. All right, let's go back. All right, so this is where I'm at too. I'm happy. I need to do more research on her, but she seems to be a pretty strong and intelligent woman. Well, here's the thing. She definitely is that. She's been that. But when you're that and black, you get other titles too. You get other tags. You get opinionated. You get ambitious. You get feisty. You get combative. All of which we saw in the debates. But to us, it was like, oh, she holding her own. But her adversaries and her opponents always, you know how people like to do black women. They give them that tag. There's no either or with black women. You're either Kamala Harris or Megan Thee Stallion. Have you ever noticed that? Y'all talk about duality and balance, but I feel like there's no real, from a mainstream perspective, there's no real in between. You're either Kamala Harris or you're Megan Thee Stallion. You're either super intellectual or you're hood ratchet. Let's fight. Let's argue. Let's debate. Oh yeah, SP Nola. She dropped a 50 spot on the organization. Can you match it? Are you up to the challenge? I ain't putting no pressure on you. Just putting you on the live show because you asked how much. So I just want to put that out there. So you have her opponents. No, but that's real because this is what I'm saying. The reason why I say that back to Kamala Harris. All right, let's stay on task. The reason why I say that is because the media, who you're going to get your information from for the next 10 weeks, that's who's going to skew and try to paint pictures and control narratives and all of that. And if you're not willing to go do your own research, that's time consuming. Who's doing it? And formulate your own opinions. It's going to be easily shaped by those 24-hour news cycle narratives, right? We already saw one headline. That's all they do. They take a headline and it's something that somebody might have thought, and then it's news for the whole day. Is Kamala Harris, this was last week, is Kamala Harris too ambitious? Like, that's even a thing to be in politics. You're competing to win, but the question is, are you too much of a risk because you're too ambitious? Which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But you will only hear that for a black woman in this position. Now, what's the problem with that? Disregard your opponents. Don't even give it any energy. Don't feed into it. Yeah, sure. But if you hear it more than 7 times, the next time you have a conversation, and this happened at work, I'm talking to sane, intelligent black people at work, they said the same thing. They repeated what they saw or read as a headline. They was like, yeah, but I heard she was, too ambitious. And I was like, what does that even mean? So that's why I say we got to be careful, because she'll get the tag of being all those things, which she could be. She could be combative. She could be feisty. because she speaks up and stands her ground in a debate, and her voice might go up. But you don't, those tags don't come to no one else. Donald Trump doesn't get feisty. He gets dumbass, but you don't give him that tag. You don't give an old white man. You don't give Biden honorary. You don't give him combative or dismissive, even when he's being combative and dismissive. We don't do that to them. So that's why I said we just got to be careful not to play into that. But is she the best? Is she the best choice? All right, let's see. So SPW NOLA is trying to make a donation. Go to the website, extraordinarybirthdays.org, and you can make a donation straight from the website. And we're trying to match Imani's donation to that wonderful organization. All right. Mr. Clarkson, jump on if I want that opinion, because you said that earlier, and I want you to express that opinion. So if you got a moment, let's unpack that. Skype in, if you will, and let's unpack that. While we're waiting, if you got the time, Mr. Clarkson, I want everybody else to check out our newest sponsor, Bargain Bay Buys on Instagram, a great reseller page. Bargain Bay Buys. All right, here we go.
What up?
What up? Hold on one second. Let me bring you in with the peoples. Got to bring you in with the peoples. Mr. Clarkson, ladies and gentlemen, our executive producer here. Share screen. Just like y'all Zoom meetings. I know some of y'all watching, y'all work all day. That's just the same thing. We do this.
I actually enjoy this.
This is it. I'm trying to, share screen, and all right, here we go. Here we go. Thumbs up if y'all can hear him. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, so I saw you said that earlier. You said your fear is the ambition part.
It's the ambition part, and it's also one part where I believe, and America has shown this consistently, that America is afraid of Black women ambition and Black women being angry. Remember when Michelle Obama said that this is the first time that I'm actually proud of our country? Took it and
ran with it.
And people killed her for that. How dare you do this? How dare you do that? Kamala is going to pull up the skirt on a lot of issues that America has inside of these debates, just like any other candidate. And instead of it coming across as her being informed, it's going to come across as the angry Black woman. And remember I said yesterday, this was my fear of them picking her, is that I don't want them to label her the angry Black woman when what she's actually doing is just simply running for the office that she's trying to win.
Right. And you know why it's dangerous? Because when you get that angry Black woman tag, no matter how empowered, how informed, no matter how liberated you are, guess who's against that? Guess who hates that the most?
Oh, absolutely.
You know who hates that the most? The white man. You know who hates that more than the white man? The white woman.
Correct.
You know who hates that more than both of them combined? The Black man.
Ooh.
So that's, that's it. That's what it is.
I just remember the sign that was like the hallmark moment of the Obama campaign, which was that fist bump, right? The New Yorker took that image and dressed them both up like militants and, of course, radical Muslims. And I just don't want that happening to her.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know her personally, but you know me, I want to treat everybody fairly until you show me otherwise. And I feel bad that she's going to get thrown into this. I wonder if she's going to have the fortitude that First Lady Michelle Obama has shown in handling the media, being a Black woman. She's going to have some long conversations with Michelle Obama for real to navigate this world.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a different level.
It's a whole different level. If she was smart, which I hope she is, that would be my first phone call, because that would be can you be my mentor? Can you be off the break? Because she was the best to ever do it, point blank, period. And we've seen Kamala snap at questions. We've seen her snap. Just questions. You know, we've seen her go real sister girl in a heartbeat, which is fine and fair. You know, everybody's not going to hold to the same stereotype, but like you said, and I agree, we don't want that to be the thing that messes you up. Remember, I always say this. When I first really started watching politics,
Sure.
I think it was the first Bush. Was it 2000? Do you remember Harold Dean?
Yes. The screen.
That's all he did.
And everyone,
He was in the lead, and he got excited and said, "We're on our way to Iowa." Yeah. You have never heard from him since that night, because the media, talking heads, analysts, commentators, they all made it seem like his expression and inability to contain himself in that moment was so irrational and so fugazi that there's no way in the world he could be the leader of the free world. Are you kidding me? Because he celebrated.
Just one silly polarizing moment, and that's the sound bite forever.
Yeah. I mean, we look at Hillary Clinton when she fell into the van. For me, I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
or that meme of her being excited by the balloons.
Or when she, yeah. That's all it takes. That's all, and it be memes that take your ass down. It be memes. You can be like, you can not even have witnessed. Yeah, you can not even have witnessed it actually happen. See the meme and be like, oh, this bitch crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then it's over.
And
Man,
she's gonna have to control her face, control her emotions
at all times.
And the paparazzi are dirty. So like, you know, like on the cover of you walk by them in the grocery store or whatever, right? And the celebrities are making those crazy faces.
Yeah.
What happens is there are literally people that are yelling stuff at that celebrity, and they turn around like, "What the hell?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, "Hey, Oprah, you old funky bitch!" And she turns around like this, and they snap her up. And you know, now that meme exists and that picture exists, like, and it's crazy. So.
True story. Amani says you got to watch that neck and eye roll, and I said that during one of the debates. One of the debates, they was really getting at her, and she was, you know, she was letting it go a little bit, and I was like, "Calm down, sis. Just calm down. You know the game."
Was crawling on the back of her neck, and she realized it was too late.
Yeah. So there's that.
It's gonna be rough.
Well, I appreciate you jumping on, Mr. Clarkson.
No doubt. Leave time for rolling.
Okay. Yeah. I got that.
Yep.
All right. Shout out to SBW Nola, my man. What's good with you? Round of applause. He just matched and raised. Y'all can't see the whole message, but appreciate you for making a donation to the organization. $102. Shout out for that. $100. He made a $100 donation to extraordinarybirthdays.org. Beautiful situation. Oh, y'all couldn't hear Mr. Clarkson? Oh man, y'all missed that? That was funny. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're coming to a part of the program I like to, where we like to leave on a lesson and hear a word from an elder in a segment I like to call Hi Dad.
Happy everyday, brothers and sisters. This is Alpha Papa with today's reflection. Teaching and learning. When my children were learning how to ride a bike when they were young, I would use training wheels for a period of time. When I took them off, I would run behind them and hold the seat to steady them. They would ride a short distance and I would let go. They thought that I was still holding on. Then they would look back and see me just standing and clapping. That is when they realized that they were riding on their own. Now I wish that I could see my son teach his son to ride a bike. Maybe he can send me a video of the experience. Once, a long time ago, I went to my oldest son's baseball game with my daughter. I don't talk to my children while they are taking part in any sporting events. I save my comments for after the event. This particular game, the opposing pitcher was striking everyone out. So I sent my daughter to tell my son to choke up. He knew what it meant from the previous tips from me. And on his next at bat, he hit a home run. In my youth, my father would attend my athletic events, and I would not know he was there until I got home from the game. He would then pass on congratulations, critiques, and encouragements. This is Alpha Papa. Peace and blessings to all.
Peace and blessings to all. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. And that's Alpha Papa. Word from an elder. All right, that just about does it. I thought we had time, but we did not for Roland. Hopefully we can get him into tomorrow. I appreciate you for being patient, man. You're one of the most patient people I know, and I know you're busy. So we'll try to get you in next time. To everybody else, make sure Patreon is wide open, man. You can get all my content, see all the shows in the Patreon right here, Mr. Lamont King. Viewer support, Cash App, Lamont King 06. And also this Friday, I will be with doing the Karen Hunter Show on Sirius XM Urban View 126. Got some. It's a good situation lined up. So if you can get the app for free right now, get the trial version and tune into the show. It's gonna be it's gonna be a good one. All right. I think that's it. Yeah. And yeah, the tiny closet.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad efficient.
Appreciate it. All right, I'll holler at y'all.
Man, I'm just working, man.
I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P. A lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious. I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.